Yes, so once again, it's Fracas More Fire, Fuka Fuka, and we're open here. Yes, on We4We Media. Yes, we're going to be very snappy once again. Yo, today's news, Chineke Kwelahaja, it was crazy today. The internet just went ablaze. Peter Obi picked his running mate and he chose his campaign Director General, Dr. Doyin Okupe. Dr. Doyin Okupe is a politician and also a medical doctor. He was a he was a special advisor to good Olusegun Obasanjo on media and publicity, and he was also a senior special advisor to Goodluck Jonathan on public affairs. So he's been in the PDP for a while. So, and then when he chose him today, everybody just went crazy because it's a Southern ticket and even a Christian ticket. So people are saying, "Wow, does it mean that the rest of Nigeria, I mean in northern Nigeria, been now ostracized? Does it mean they don't need them to win the elections?" But people are saying, well, it doesn't really matter where you're from. If the ideology is strong, you can tap into any region and you can win with the sound ideology and the proven track record. And that's what Peter Obi, to most people, represent. They see that he's capable. So even if he were to choose a Christian ticket and Southern ticket, a lot of the Northern youth are still coming out and saying, oh, they're still going to vote for him regardless. But that's just what they're saying. In reality, it might not be that practicable. So people were like, wow, why would they do that? So they didn't know there was a cliche to it, and the cliche to it is a placeholder status, meaning someone, Okuko is holding in place, is holding the place for somebody else to be announced later. So when people first saw the news, they even ignored that part. They didn't read the undernote. So they just went straight and just started talking and crazy. But later they got themselves and then they understood that it's a placeholder status. Now, APC did the same thing, but in a very quiet way. They didn't even make an announcement. They just said they submitted their name, the name of their vice presidential candidate to INEC because today was the deadline. June 17th was the deadline given by INEC. So the Electoral Act, the amended one, lets you submit the name of a vice president and you can amend that or change that later. So I think both APC and the Labour Party took advantage of that. But APC did that in a very quiet way. 2 days ago, they chose Kabiru Munsari from Katsina, relatively unknown. So they just submitted his name just to be there on a placeholder status. So they didn't make a big announcement of it. So today, everybody's going crazy on this matter. So what we're talking about now is, what do you think? What's your take on the current situation? Um, Peter Obi and the Labour Party should or should they not get a northern Nigerian candidate and possibly a northern Muslim? Wouldn't that show some kind of balance to the ticket? Wouldn't that show some kind of accommodation to the ticket? Wouldn't it mean that they're trying to solve some situations and perhaps you'll get them more votes as well? That's my own take and opinion. But go to the comment section and let us know your opinion and on this matter. Also, the APC, people are saying the APC is playing the same puzzle that they always play with the PDP. When they waited and saw what was going to go on with Atiku Abubakar, when Atiku Abubakar was picked as the candidate for the PDP, the APC went back to their drawing board and started changing things around. So I think this time around, they quietly submitted Mr. Munzari's name 2 days ago and waited for what the Labour Party would do and the PDP and what the Labour Party and the PDP would do. So Okowa was announced by the PDP, and they waited to see what Peter Obi would do. So believe it or not, Peter Obi also probably just reacted to the same craziness and wanted to know what the APC would do as well. So I think both parties are playing possum to see who's going to act first. Now it's going to be a good game, but let's see who wins out in this puzzle game. The problem is this: the Peter situation. A lot of people are saying it had some PR deficiencies around it because they picked a southern ticket. If you're going to play puzzle, wouldn't it have been better if you picked a northern Muslim who is relatively unknown but still on that place holder status, but just to see what's going on. So this initial southern placeholder status, does it label them unfairly? Does it make them seem that they're not accommodating to the rest of northern Nigeria? Let us know what you think about it. So once again, we let everybody know on this platform, we remain apolitical, meaning we do not support any political parties. We're here for peace, equity, justice, fairness, and the rule of law. We don't support any political parties. We shine and we beam the lights on all the candidates for you to decide. In other words, we report and you decide. That's what we do here. We believe in a clean electoral process. Electoral process must be clean, it must be fair, it must be balanced. Once again, I am Fracas Mofaya, Fuka Fuka. We4We Media, now we dey here. Yeah.
Bar Media Pinnacle Entertainment. Derema. More fire. Fuka fuka fuka.